What's up? Thanks for tuning into my channel, youtube.com/Xavier Santos official. And we are going to be talking about whether or not UFOs are real. And I want to start off by saying that, I'm not in the Illuminati, I'm not an alien, I'm not in the government. I have really no personal gain from this. I'm just going to tell you my personal opinion. I think if anybody thoroughly researches the subject, it's clear to see the facts are the facts that we do have some kind of UFO scenario going on in the world more than ever in these past few years. I remember when I was younger, it was like a folklore. People really didn't believe in it too much. Um, Even though personally I've seen two in my lifetime, and I also seen a third really awesome. I'll explain that in a moment. But absolutely, UFOs are real. People all over the world have seen it. Whether aliens are real, that I've never seen. So that I personally am not going to comment on. I know there's a lot of videos showing aliens, and a lot of them. You really can't tell whether it was elaborate hoaxes, using animal parts or camera tricks, stuff like that. But I know from my three experiences, it's there's absolutely without a doubt in my mind that UFOs do exist. Um, and I'm gonna tell you a few of the. Actually, I'll tell you all three of the experiences that I had. First one was, let's see. First one was I'll start. I think it was the one in Buffalo, New York, and the second one was really close. So kind of like my memory blurred a little bit which one was first, but it was the one in Buffalo. Uh, I was actually at my aunt's house. I was sitting in the backyard having a smoke, and I've always been a star watcher, stargazer, always been really into this stuff. So, for the fucks of it, I sat down, and as I was having my smoke, I was, watching the stars, staring at the sky, and I haven't really been to Buffalo or to that high up in our country that many times, but the amount of stars that you see is just, I mean, it's spectacular. It's mind blowing how much of space you can actually see up there. I guess being closer to the North Pole or whatever, um, and having clearer skies, it's more of a rural area. But I was able to see hundreds of stars that you really normally don't see in the city or in Jersey. So I was compelled to watch because of that. So I sit back and I'm watching, and it's just a beautiful sight. You almost could see straight, like clear out space. And I noticed one of the stars right above me flash when I took a look, and automatically I knew this was gonna be something. Not every day do you see a star just flash. When it flashed, it at least became like 100 times its size. It was just a little dot like this, and when it flashed, it was huge. It was I remember it very vividly. Um, so the star flashes, and I was waiting for it to flash again. But the second time that it flashed, it actually leaped. It took a huge leap across the sky. I mean, and at least from my point of view, it was at least 10, 20 feet over to the left after it flashed. It just did this jump, like this time warp or the speed warp. Um, and then it started to coast. It didn't stop. It just jumped, and then it started to coast slowly. And at this moment, I was just completely shocked because seeing that it was stationary at one point for a long period of time, or at least for the few minutes. And when it flashed, it was about maybe a minute until it flashed again and leaped. First thing, oh, shooting star, but shooting star doesn't flash twice. nor does it take a jump of, looks like it went 1,000 miles an hour. It traveled so far within a split second, and then it just started to coast. So at that moment, I ran inside, told my family, got everybody outside, and they seen it as well. They was able to observe it, just coasting along the sky all the way across until we couldn't see it anymore. And the neighbor happened to be Air Force, I don't know, engineer or something like that, and he confirmed that it wasn't anything that he's ever seen before. I mean, as far as human technology, um, he uh, he did point out that it could have been the ISS space station changing positions, but unless that possesses technology that they don't tell us, because I seen the two flashes, I seen the leap. The ISS space station, I'm pretty sure doesn't launch, you know, however many miles in a split second, leaving a streak and then just slowly coast. I'm pretty sure they do those movements very subtly. So yeah, that was the first one. Second time, I was in Kearney, New Jersey, and I was at a friend's house around the block. This is before I really knew my girlfriend, who I live with now. Like we were first starting to talk, or then whatever. But she calls over. She lets us know there's something in the sky, and from Kearney, New Jersey, you get this perfectly clear picture or view of New York City, and you could see. I mean, everything. I mean, we could see the whole skyline. It's beautiful. So we run out there and we see this ball. It's literally a circle object with green and red lights circling the perimeter, the outer ring, and then the inside was just like a million white lights. Just it was just glistening. It looked so shiny. Um, I'm not sure if it was lights in the middle, but I do know that the outside was red and green lights because they were changing patterns, and the middle of the object, whatever it was so bright that it just like diamonds. It looked like it was just coated in diamonds. And one of the people we're with happened to have binoculars, and I'm talking heavy duty, big fucking binoculars. So I was able to observe this object from these binoculars. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. I seen this shit. So I'm looking and I'm looking, and I can see it to the point where it's literally like this big in the binoculars. Like that's how good they were, and that's how I was able to notice the red and green lights. They were going, in a circular pattern and switching direction, and then dancing, and it was a perfectly round object. Um, how I what angle I was, I really don't know, or what was flickering around it. I'm just calling it lights because it was red and green and kept going around this object. I mean, it was amazing. And for the chances of me being on the perfect angle of it, of being able to see the outer ring perfectly from my angle, I highly doubt that the object was flat or, only two dimensional. Had to be a globe. So the stuff around it had to be some kind of energy, some kind of force field. So I can't really begin to explain all of that. I just know for a fact what I seen was, I mean, this object had to be as tall as a freaking at least an 8, 10 story building, and it was perfectly round in the sky between Kearney, New Jersey, and New York City. All right. So the third thing that I see, number three, um, was a fiery green ball of electricity. It was real quick. It was like a comet. It just streaked through the sky, and I remember seeing it because it was large. It was bright green, and I remember seeing the electricity um, like doing whatever electricity does, and behind it had a trail of smoke or fire. So I don't know if it was like some kind of alien thing, crashing into the earth or whatever it was. But it was so fast, but it was so close that I was able to see it. I don't know if it entered our dimension and left. I really can't explain all that, but what I do know is what I saw, and it was a green electricity. It wasn't exactly a ball. It was a round object. It was, you could see some of it dissipating around it, and I had like a streak of smoke trailing behind it. So I knew it was definitely producing some kind of smoke or flames, or that's what I think it was, because it was just like a triangular tail. It could have been something holding or harnessing that ball of energy to travel through, or it was just the smoke trailing behind it. I was more focused on the green, fiery electric ball. And yeah, those are the three experiences that I had. I know they sound crazy, and but like I said, I don't have no personal gain from you know, telling you guys this, sharing this. It might make even some people think that I'm crazy or whatever. So like, I wouldn't put this out there if if I really didn't mean it. So comment, like, subscribe, share this story with your friends, and if you guys have any questions or similar um, encounters, please comment below. I would love to conversate with you guys about it. If you've seen any of the things that I've seen, um, yeah, subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of other videos coming out right now. I'm just doing vlogs here talking about real world subjects, but gonna be taking you guys out to the world with me. Tomorrow I should be going to this car museum, so you guys can ride with me there. Check that out, and remember to always follow your heart, and to always believe in yourself, because there's gonna be plenty of people who don't. But as long as you do, everything works out at the end. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.